Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek Jain and welcome back to the Shell Script tutorial series part 14. In today's video, we're gonna understand how we can read through a file line by line with the help of a while loop, because in real-time scenario, whenever you are going to write a script, there is most of the time you will be reading a file line by line and you will be manipulating that particular line to just achieve the intended functionality which you want to develop. So let's quickly jump into the demo part and see how we can do that. So first let me show you the one CSV file which I just downloaded from the net, and this is the CSV file which has a lot of records. We're gonna just see that how we can find out how we can read through the shell script. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna define a file read demo.sh. Okay, and let me just put the shebang line. Now in insert mode. Okay, and then bin bash. Now the thing is how we can just read through the file. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna accept the file name through command line. Okay, so I'm just gonna assign the first argument whatever we will receive for this particular script in a file name, and then we're gonna use a while loop, and syntax says while followed by read, then the name of a variable in which you want to read a line. So let me just put record, and then we have to give do, and then we can echo readed line through while loop, and then we can just give the variable in which we are reading a line. Okay, and let me just put some segregation, let's say. Okay, and then we can just put done, but here we have to go use a less than symbol, and we have to pass the file name which variable has. So I think this file name has as a file name, so I have to give this like this. So this is the syntax to read the file line by line. So let me just save it, and let me just make it executable for all. File read demo, and to run this what I have to do, I have to pass that CSV file, and let's see what it does for us, right? So now it is just reading through with all the records we have in that CSV file one by one, and we if we want to, and there are many ways. I mean, this is just how you can do it in a shell script, right? You can fire that cat command also, and you will get the same output, right? So there are many ways, but I think if you want to do some manipulation based on different conditions for the different the fields you have, then this logic is really important, and this logic really makes that manipulation easy. That is what we're going to see now. So let's say we have that file, and I want to read that file with in the at the field label, right? So what I can do is, for that we have one option, IFS. Okay, it's a file separator which actually by default has a delimiter defined. Like, if it is defined basically by the shell system by the Linux system for us, so by default it's space and tab, I believe. But if you want to make the changes in that delimiter, what it's gonna do, it's basically a file separator. Let's say we have a CSV file where the separator is, or the delimiter is comma. Then what we can do is, rather than using this record, I can just use the field name. Let's say I have F1, then I have F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. Similarly, I don't know, I mean, how many columns are there, I haven't checked it, but similarly I can just see that I can just put that F1. Okay, and let me just do one more thing. If just repeat this 6 times. Okay, and there are many ways to do it. I can just find out how many fields are there, and then through for loop I can just create this also, but just to not to complicate logic, so that you can understand how to use IFS. And if I save it, okay, and if let me just clear it. Okay, If I run this again, let's see what happens. Okay, good, we got the result. Okay, if I just come back here, you will see that now we are getting a record from the field label. First field is passenger id, pc class, blah blah blah, and it is just showing only this. If you will see, the first 5 fields are fine, but when it reaches to the last field, what it is doing, whatever the remaining fields you have after the fifth field, it is just assigning to the f6. That's the reason you are seeing these, and you can accordingly, design your logic. That's the other thing which I wanted to cover. Now sometime what happens is we have a backslash, which actually in a shell used to use as a escape characters, right? So because we know that, if like double quote has a very special meaning in, in shell. So if I want that special meaning to be escaped, then what we do is we just put a backward slash in it. So if we have a file, where we have those backslashes, and we want to, prevent that backslashes to be, interpreted by the shell, whatever shell interpret that particular backslashes, in that case you have to use another option. That option is -r. Okay, and if I just not in insert mode, so what I can do is I can put R, and then I just remove this, and I'll just bring back the previous logic record. And if I just want to delete these lines, okay, and then what I'm gonna do is record, and now I'm gonna use one file where we have those backslashes. Okay, and I think I should be able to create that. Let's just create test1 dot out. Okay, and then I can put some windows /n/n/n, and then again I can put something, and then I can put slashes, blah blah blah. Let's see what happens if you have a file in this way. To just interpret how does it work. Okay, because in real time this may happen that you have a lot of special characters like backslashes, and how you would, handle that situation. So we have these 5 records here, and if I run the same command, but this time I'm going to run this with test out. Let's see what happens. See, we are just getting as is whatever the data was there, but let's see what happens if I just remove that R option. Okay, and let me just remove this IFS also for now, to just see how it behaves, and then we can just compare the output of both the. Okay, now you can see we are what are we getting here, right? Earlier we were getting this /n/n/n, right? But now you will see those slashes are no longer there, right? And similarly we have a lot of backslashes, but you will see these backslashes are just reduced now, because when we were having a R, that backslash is not being interpreted like some special meaning, because backslash in when we were using a R, it is not removing here, and it is simply just, showing the record the way you have in your file. But if you don't use R, then this backslash comes into the action, and you can see that backslashes are no longer is being coming here, and this last backslash is showing it this date. This record is in a continuation, and similarly this last slash is saying it is again in a continuation, but you will see this one slash is getting removed and we have less number. So that is what, the -r does. If you have a requirement where you want to see all the record irrespective whether the backslash is there, and so to just prevent that backslash escapes, you have to use -r. So these are few variants through which you can just read through the file line by line. And that's it from my side for this particular video. But if you have any feedback, any suggestion, please feel free to put that in a comment section. and I will be more than happy to just improve those feedback and suggestion in my upcoming videos if that suggestion will make my videos more simpler and more easy to understand. So as always, keep learning, stay healthy, and one more point, if you really like this video, please subscribe for my channel and give a thumbs up, and feel free to just share with your friends in a group if you think that these videos can help them by any means. Once again, thanks for watching this.